How hard are PGA Tour courses? These courses are designed to push even the most skilled golfers to their limits, and for average players, they can be downright brutal. From narrow fairways and lightning-fast greens to strategically placed hazards and lengthy holes, PGA Tour courses present a challenge that few recreational players are prepared for. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at the specific aspects of PGA Tour courses that make them so difficult for the average golfer, and how would an average golfer play a PGA Tour course. So grab your clubs and let's dive in. But be warned, you may want to lower your expectations before hitting the links. Let's take a closer look at the fairways on PGA Tour courses. These fairways are notoriously challenging for the average golfer due to their narrow width. Unlike recreational courses, which often have wide fairways that allow room for error, PGA Tour fairways require precision and accuracy off the tee. A great example of a challenging fairway can be found at the Harbortown Golf Links in Hilton Head, South Carolina. The course's narrow fairways are lined with trees, bunkers, and water hazards, making it a real test of accuracy for even the most skilled golfers. In addition to their narrow width, PGA Tour fairways are also designed with strategic hazards and bunkers that are placed to penalize errant shots. This means that even a small mistake can result in a big score. To add to the challenge, the rough on these courses is much longer and thicker than what you may be used to. This can make it very difficult to hit out of, increasing the chances of losing a ball and resulting in higher scores. Overall, the fairways on PGA Tour courses are designed to be difficult, even for the best golfers in the world. Now let's take a closer look at the greens on PGA Tour courses. These greens are typically much larger and more undulating than the greens you'll find on a recreational course. Undulations, or slopes, can make it challenging to hit approach shots close to the pin, and can cause putts to break unexpectedly. A great example of challenging greens can be found at the Augusta National Golf Club in Augusta, Georgia. The greens at the Masters tournament are known for their speed and undulations and require precise approach shots and expert putting to score well. Approaching the green is a critical aspect of playing a PGA Tour course. Golfers must take into account the distance to the pin, the wind direction and speed, and the slope of the green in order to make an accurate approach shot. To successfully navigate these challenging greens, PGA Tour players rely on their skills and experience, as well as a deep knowledge of the course. They may spend hours studying the course map, analyzing the contours of the greens and fairways, and practicing their approach shots and putts. But it's not just the size and undulations of the green that make them difficult. PGA Tour greens are also typically faster than those on a recreational course, making it even more challenging to control the speed and direction of putts. Now let's turn our attention to the hazards on PGA Tour courses. Hazards can take many forms, including water hazards, bunkers, and roughs, and can make a round of golf much more challenging. Water hazards in particular are a common feature on many PGA Tour courses. These hazards can be especially difficult to navigate, as they require golfers to carefully consider the distance and direction of their shots in order to avoid them. A great example of a challenging water hazard can be found at the 17th hole at TPC Sawgrass. This hole features an island green that is entirely surrounded by water, making it one of the most iconic and difficult holes on the PGA Tour. Bunkers are another common hazard found on many PGA Tour courses. These hazards can be especially challenging for golfers, as shots that land in the bunkers can be difficult to get out of and can quickly add strokes to a player's score. The rough, or the long grass that lines the fairways and greens, is another hazard that can make a round of golf more challenging. Shots that land in the rough can be difficult to control and may not travel as far as shots that land on the fairway, making it more challenging to reach the green in the desired number of strokes. Another factor that makes PGA Tour courses challenging for the average golfer is the length of the holes. PGA Tour courses are typically much longer than the average course, with some holes measuring well over 600 yards. For comparison, the average driving distance of a professional golfer is around 300 yards, meaning that even the best golfers in the world may struggle to reach some of the longer holes on the course in just 2 shots. These longer holes require golfers to hit longer shots, which can be especially challenging for those who don't have the strength or technique to hit the ball consistently over long distances. How would an average golfer play a PGA Tour course? Let's imagine a scenario where an average golfer with a handicap of around 15 and an average driving length of 220 yards decides to play the South Course at Torrey Pines Golf Course, a notoriously challenging course even for the professionals. The first thing our average golfer will notice is the length of the course. At just over 7,600 yards from the back tees, the South Course is one of the longest on the PGA Tour. Our golfer's average driving length of 220 yards may leave them with long approach shots on many of the holes, making it difficult to hit the green in regulation. Another challenge our golfer will now face is the narrow fairways. The South Course features many holes with tight landing areas, which can be especially challenging for golfers who struggle with accuracy off the tee. But perhaps the most daunting challenge our golfer will face are the greens. The South Course is known for its lightning-fast and undulating greens, which can be difficult to read and require precise putting to avoid 3 putts or worse. In addition, the South Course has a slope rating of 144, which means it's one of the most difficult courses in the world. This is based on a formula that takes into account factors like the length of the course, the difficulty of the greens, and the hazards on each hole. Despite these challenges, our average golfer can still have a great time on the course. The average score for a golfer with a 15 handicap is around 86 to 92, which means that even if our golfer struggles to break 100, they'll still be in good company. How would you play the South Course at Torrey Pines? Would you break 100? We hope you enjoyed learning about the specific aspects of PGA Tour courses that make them so challenging for the average golfer. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe for more great golf content.